Like, you're such a smart kid.
Mhm.
But he said he needed something more for himself, so that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You have to have such a great, significant level of pride in that too. That's so cool. So speaking of kids and like their dreams, my little guy, Carden, my 8-year-old plays hockey, and forever and ever he's wanted to be a hockey player, right? He's wanted to be a Red Wing. And
I love it.
so recently he tells me that he wants to own an RC store when he grows up, which RC is remote control cars. And this is like a new thing with him. He's really into RC cars, and he wants to own an RC store. And it made me think about like all the things as kids that we told ourselves we wanted to be, right? Like all these dreams. How many times?
Those are expensive too. Those RC cars.
I know. I know they are.
Hockey, by the way,
What's that?
So is hockey.
Yeah.
So is hockey. You got that right. Right.
I have all the hockey equipment. Remember, if you need any hockey equipment.
Okay.
My basement is still full.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot about that. I will let you know. Thank you. We have a tournament tomorrow in Detroit, and I think we have to be in Detroit from like 10 to 6 tomorrow for the hockey tournament. So.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Those are fun days though. They're fun weekends.
They are, and it's really fun to watch him on the ice. He just lights up. It's something he really loves doing. So
that's so
it's
cool.
so good to see you, Marla.
Thanks. Good to see you guys too.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
We have another Brighton girl. Michelle was just sharing she moved to Brighton, and you're in Brighton too, right? Marla, aren't you in Brighton?
I'm in Linden.
Linden.
Near Fenton. Yep.
Okay, so sort of out that way. Yeah. And your home, I know you're at a boot camp place out there. What's your home yoga studio?
Soul Yoga.
Soul Yoga. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the Space ever?
The Space?
Did you ever go to the Space in Brighton?
No,
Okay.
no. And I always hear about so many places out in Brighton for yoga, and I wish I was a little bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Linden and Fenton. I'm trying to think. I just heard of another really great studio. Maybe it was Soul.
Soul. I really like Soul, and I really want to make more time to go.
Yeah.
I was actually going to sign up for their yoga teacher training, and I decided that I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like the right timing for me. So yeah.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know for me, when I decided to do it, it was like everything within me told me it was the right timing. I had a little bit of extra cash to do it because it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's a huge commitment. I mean,
Yeah.
hours.
It was the commitment. Yeah. For me, it was the commitment. So
Yeah.
the time. Yeah. It'll be somewhere in the future though.
Good for you. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Super cool. Well, thank you girls for jumping on to this lunch and learn. Just kind of midday on a Friday, thought we'll see who can make it. And Amy Bellinger, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. Amy and I know each other from the wellness, fitness, yoga community. And she's always posting healthy recipes and healthy tips and tricks and things that she's doing. And I thought, you know what, this might be a really great opportunity to just have a very informal, lots of Q&A, have her share her heart and what works for her and some things she's seen, and then just kind of go from there. So I did hit record for those people that are not able to jump on in person today. So I think what I'm going to do, Amy, is I'm going to pin you.
Okay.
Let's see.
Did you pick your sweater based on your wall color?
Oh my gosh, isn't that funny?
Perfect.
Funny.
It's like perfect.
So I have to tell you, I was this way. I was this way, and I was like, that's way too much pink.
I like it. It's so vibrant.
It is. I'm at Method Bar I'm at Method Bar Studio. I just got done teaching a bar class and everything's pink. It's so cute here.
Oh my gosh,
They
I
have,
love that.
well, inside their other studio, it's pink. But yeah, isn't that funny, Kirsten? I did not. But look at my leggings are pink too.
Aw.
I'm gonna fall. My leggings are pink. I'm not that flexible. So, okay, well, I'll let Amy do a little of her own intro, and I'm gonna mute myself. Actually, I don't think I need to mute myself. It's pretty quiet here, but we'll let you kind of take the floor, Amy, and take the lead, and then we'll see wherever it goes. If people have questions, they can jump in, or we can save questions to the end, whatever works.
That sounds great. So I actually went ahead and I typed some stuff up. So if you see me kind of looking over to the side, I'm just looking at my screen. I'm going to go ahead and share, and then I would love it when I'm done. Like Alicia was saying, if you guys have questions or anything at all, please feel free to ask me. Okay. So my name is Amy Bellinger. I am a very proud independent consultant with an area manager with Arbonne International. I have 2 teenagers. My daughter Sydney is 16. My son Brad is 13, and I've been married to my husband Craig for 20 years. So we have a super busy life. My husband and I are both self-employed. I love sharing health and wellness. It's what I do. It makes me so happy. I just love sharing my tips and tricks with others and just, seeing how it can help improve their lives. So we really love to live a healthy lifestyle, and we model that for our kids. I love to work out. It could look different every day. It might be a HIIT workout. It might be yoga at home or a walk with my dog. My husband plays hockey. My son plays hockey. Our daughter is a dancer. So we just believe so much in living a healthy lifestyle. And the main reason that I love to be active and move my body every day is because I know that not only is it going to make me feel good, it's going to give me more energy. My mood is going to be better, and I'm going to sleep better. That's one of the biggest things I find from just being active and whatever it might be, is that my sleep is so much better. So I don't know if any of you guys can relate to that, but that's been a huge thing for me. So when Alicia and I were talking originally, she asked me to share about healthy eating, healthy meal options for families, and healthy things I like to prep for the week and smoothie ideas. So today I titled my talk, Tune Into You in 22. Learning to be in tune with your body is an important part of a healthy lifestyle and can help you make better food choices for life. Understanding how to listen to your body can help you react before you become hungry, thirsty, or exhausted. You know your body best. We just don't spend enough time listening to it, right? We have to learn to listen to our bodies. And something I've learned over the years is to attach a feeling to an action. So how will I feel if I eat a ton of sweets? I've got a bigger sweet tooth than anybody. I love some cookies and brownies and all of that stuff. I'm sure maybe some of you can relate. And I might feel great in the moment, but soon after I feel sluggish, my tummy hurts, I get a headache. And I have found that sugar really affects my sleep. Like I will be tossing and turning and having like restless leg at night. So if I take a moment first to think, first, I know I can make a better option, like maybe some protein balls or some fresh berries with a chocolate protein drizzle over the top. I've learned to make healthy swaps for things I love because I know how much better I will feel. And don't we all just want to feel good, right? That's like, to me, that's so important. It's just feeling good every day. So I love to coach people through a 30 Days to Healthy Living program, and I've learned so many tips and tricks along the way that I want to share. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about how and why I like to prep food for the week. I'm sure most of you, like me, are busy moms. Maybe you're driving kids all over town for sports and activities, or maybe you work full time. I know for me, I'm always doing for others, but I have to take time to prep for myself and my family so that when things get crazy, we've got healthy options in the fridge and we're not like running through a fast food line or just grabbing something unhealthy, because that's not going to fuel our bodies. So I personally, and you don't have to go to Costco, I just happen to love to go to Costco. There's Trader Joe's and so many other great markets, but there's so many great options for fruits and veggies. I love to spend some time on the weekend or a weekday, if that works better for you, to prep veggies for the week. I'll even make a batch of quinoa. I'll make hard-boiled eggs. So those are some great protein options that I like to have on hand. I love to cut and prep asparagus, broccoli, mushrooms, sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, whatever you and your family like. There's not one right answer, but one of the things that we love to do is I'll roast them in the oven. I'll spray a little avocado spray on top with a little bit of salt and pepper. It's so easy. I get it all done at once. And then I know I have options to add to meals throughout the week when we're so busy. Something else I love to do is to chop a bunch of other veggies like peppers, cucumbers, onion. I'll get chickpeas prepared. I'll chop up some berries. I like to store all of these chopped up veggies in a container in the fridge, and then I can throw together with some spinach or lettuce for a quick salad. When I'm busy on the go, maybe I've gone for a workout and I come home and then I have some errands to run. I know that I have some options to make a quick and healthy lunch. I'll also add that quinoa that I made at the beginning of the week or a couple hard-boiled eggs to a salad. And it's so easy. And even if you're not at home, maybe you're at work, it's a great thing that you can pack, but you're not having to prep it that morning, right? If you have all these veggies propped up, chopped in the fridge in a container, it's just so easy to throw together to make a salad. Plus, by prepping those veggies ahead of time, it's great to throw in the kids' lunches. I don't know about you guys, but I have teenagers who say they'll pack their lunches. They never do. So then it always ends up being me. And I don't want to be dealing with that in the morning. So I like to make all of that ahead of time. I've also found that when I have healthy snacks in the fridge, fruit, veggies that are prepared, like chopped up, washed and cleaned, that my kids and my husband are much more likely to get them. Because if there's just like a carrot, nobody's going to go in and get it and peel it and rinse it and cut it up and eat. They're just not doing it. Maybe that's just my house, but I know that if I have them prepped, they're much more likely to eat that instead of going into the pantry and finding something that's not so healthy. So on busy days, I might bake some salmon or grill some chicken and then add those veggies that I already prepped throughout the week. And then we're good to go. And I have an easy dinner. I'll also use like leftover protein from dinner the night before that I can throw on those salads that I'm having for lunch. So I really try to use all the food that I have and just make it easy. And then I'm not wasting anything. We also love to do quick and easy meals like sheet pan fajitas. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before. This is something that we do all the time. And something that I love about, for example, sheet pan fajitas is that everybody in the house can eat it their own way. I had to get over the fact that just because I eat something one way doesn't mean that my picky son is going to eat it the same. So I can make one thing and everybody can kind of have it the way that they like. But I love this because I just throw veggies on a sheet pan, slice chicken on a sweet sheet pan, add some seasoning to it, throw it in the oven, we're good to go. And it's also about making some healthy swaps. So instead of like a white flour tortilla, I love to use the Siete almond flour tortillas. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that brand, but they have some really great options. They even sell them at Costco now. They even sell their tortilla chips that are great. They sell tortillas. They're in the freezer section. They're really wonderful. So they're just some, again, healthier swaps and different options. And so, it's not at all about deprivation. It's so about preparing food and enjoying it. And I always tell people I love to eat the rainbow. And I find that when food is colorful and it's beautiful, it's more appetizing, right? And you want to eat all those beautiful vegetables. Something else that Alicia and I had talked about was making smoothies. So I know she said a bunch of you guys like to make smoothies in the morning. I really like to focus on nutrient-dense whole foods when I'm adding to my smoothies, but I also know how important it is to add additional supplements to give me all the nutrients I need to fuel my body. People ask me all the time how to get the most out of a smoothie. So I love to start with a base of unsweetened almond milk. You could use oat milk, cashew milk, water. I really do try to stay away from dairy because it's not the best option for a healthy gut. I then love to add zucchini, which I know it sounds so crazy to add zucchini to a shake, but what I love about it is that it makes it super creamy and smooth. It adds a lot of fiber and water. I buy organic so I can leave the skin on. Like I'm eating like a huge chunk of zucchini I'll add to my shakes. Then I'll add either some spinach or kale. It could be fresh or frozen. And then some low glycemic berries. Also fresh or frozen. I love to buy Costco. It has those amazing wild blueberries. They've got tons of antioxidants. And then I also like to add nut butter or avocado for healthy fat. And that's really going to keep you full and satiated. And of course, a good protein. So there's so many options out there. I love to use Arbonne protein because it's vegan, gluten-free, dairy and soy-free. It's super clean and it's so delicious. And I know that I'm getting amazing protein from it. And so it's just a great way to add health to what I'm eating. And I definitely like pushing the easy button on eating healthy.
What kind of protein did you say?
So I use Arbonne protein powder. And I love it. It's got 20 grams of vegan protein per serving. It's really delicious. It's not gritty. It's not chalky. I know that's something that a lot of people find with various proteins. And I've used other protein powders and did not do well with them. And then when I found this, I've been drinking it for 6 years and it's been amazing. So that's what I personally love to do. But again, there's so many options out there. You can do whatever works for you.
And that's just to reiterate too, Arbonne, it's Arbonne for those of you that haven't heard of it. And Amy, you sell it, right?
Yes, I do.
You sell it. I've actually never tried the Arbonne brand. We were talking at the very beginning about, I told her that I take Purium protein and greens, which I think I know Kirsten also takes Purium. And I feel like Arbonne's just one of those really well-known, reputable brands that you can trust, and has, all those benefits that Amy mentioned. So do you have, do you do samples of it?
I can absolutely do samples. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Samples. And we have, we have chocolate and vanilla. We also have coffee flavor protein now, which I actually thought sounded weird. I'm like, who's going to drink a coffee protein? When you make it the way I make a smoothie, like I was telling you, even with zucchini, and it tastes like a frozen Frappuccino if you make it really like icy and delicious. So they're just delicious. And I'd be more than happy to give samples, to share samples with whoever would like them. That'd be my pleasure. So I can absolutely do that.
Thank you. And another question came through the chat. So
sure.
Can I ask you now, or do you want to say?
Of course. No. I can pick up.
Through, do you cook the chicken and the veggies together or separately when you do that sheet pan fajitas?
That's an amazing question. And I have figured it out the hard way. I do them separate. I have found if I do the veggies and the chicken, the veggies tend to create more moisture, and it's like they didn't cook evenly. And I also find that the veggies, I cook longer than the chicken. So when we do the sheet pan fajitas, I love to do, like, I'll go to Kroger and get those 2 packs of organic peppers. Have you guys seen those? They'll be like a red one and a yellow one or whatever it is. I slice them up thin. I do about half of a red onion that I also slice thin. And then I love, because I like to always try to get something green in there, and my husband also loves zucchini, I slice up zucchini, which may sound weird for fajitas, but it's so good. So I slice up all the veggies, I throw them in a bowl, and then I drizzle, you could do olive oil. I really like avocado oil. I just drizzle a little bit of that. I do some, and I don't even measure, honestly, and it always comes out good. Some chili powder, chili powder, cumin, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And then I put a piece of parchment paper on a cookie sheet. I throw the veggies on, spread them out so they're even, and I throw them in the oven at 425. Once I get those in the oven, then I start doing the chicken, and I use kitchen scissors. I don't know if any of you guys do that. They're like a game changer for chicken. I cut chicken into really thin slices because it's going to cook faster, and I like it to be kind of the same size as the veggies. Slice it up, throw it in a bowl, same thing, little avocado oil, same seasonings, throw that on a sheet pan, 425, maybe 20 minutes. I kind of like, move them around a little bit, but I find doing them on separate pans is the way to do it. That was a really good question because I've done it the other way and I don't think it works as well. Does that answer your question? And you know what? Let me just tell you, if you guys haven't tried those Siete almond flour tortillas, maybe I can share a picture with Alicia and she can post them in your group. They're awesome. You keep them in the freezer and then you just heat them up in a saute pan for like 10 to 15 seconds and they become more pliable. But we even will like fold it over almost like a burrito and it gets kind of crispy. It's delicious. It's a really good option.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've actually seen them at Costco. And thank you for saying that, because I always in my head think, well, I want something that's ready to go and prepared. But when you said that they're almond flour, that was huge for me. I feel like personally, I've never been diagnosed as celiac, but I totally get gluten belly. I just notice it in myself.
Most people do. Yeah.
And I'm never somebody to say you shouldn't eat this or you should eat that, but I just noticed for myself that, so I'm going to get those for sure.
Yeah, and they're cheaper at Costco.
And they're cheaper. Well, so Costco is my jam. Costco is totally my jam. And I love the prices and I love the variety. And I just learned, you guys, that Instacart now does Costco. Are you guys familiar with Instacart?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought they were doing it. Maybe they weren't. Because I had
Well,
Costco
I mean, it
before
might have
and
been
it
within
was-
the past like 6 months, but I just learned that they do it. So I did Instacart for the first time with Aldi and Kroger. And so somebody does your grocery shopping for you. And I mean, same thing with DoorDash, but I felt like Instacart was like they would message me if they were out of organic sauerkraut, just as an example, because I did a German Christmas. She messaged me and she was like, is it okay if I get organic garlic sauerkraut instead of organic beet sauerkraut? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So just kind of another little tip and trick is that if you don't have time to shop, at Instacart, your first 3 orders are free. So I love that sheet fajita. I've never done the sheet pan fajita.
It's
I love
the
that.
easiest thing. And, you know, so like for Craig and I will use the almond flour tortillas, and now our daughter does. She loved like the white flour. And I thought, I've got to get her off of these things, right? I mean, I'm the one that bought them first, but then, you know, when you know better, you do better. And so I finally said to her recently, I'm like, just try one. And she was like, you know what, Mom, I loved it. So we've kind of, now she's using them, but our son refuses to eat it that way. He wants it in a bowl. So you know what? He has rice and he likes lettuce and he likes the chicken. So he eats it like a Chipotle bowl kind of thing, but that's okay. You know, I've learned that like, we may not all want to eat things the exact same way, and that's all right. But it's such an easy dinner. It makes great leftovers too.
I just want to say one thing too on the rice, since you mentioned it. I found this gut health eating plan years ago, and I pulled it back out of the vault for this accountability challenge. And one of the things that's on this gut health eating plan is bone broth. And I'm typically a pescatarian. Like bone broth to me is like, I'm going to stay away from anything that has, you know, whatever in my mind, this mental thing. So I decided I'm going to buy some organic bone broth in chicken form, because they do beef bone broth and chicken bone broth. They might even do veggie bone broth. They do. Maybe they do. Okay. So, but anyways, I took the chicken bone broth. It's got 9 grams of protein per serving. And I made my boys rice with the bone broth, thinking I'm going to sneak in some protein, right? They're like, Mom, make this rice every time. They love it. So a little tip I wanted to tell you guys is if you add bone broth to rice or quinoa or whatever it is you're making, it gives you that boost of protein, collagen, and it's very rich. Have you guys all had bone broth?
Yes.
I recently added bone broth to a white bean turkey chili I was making.
Ooh. Wow.
So I made a white bean turkey chili and I added bone broth to it. It was my first time ever using bone broth.
What'd you think?
It was delicious.
It was good.
Huh?
Did it give it like that richness?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rich. It was creamy. It was really good.
Okay. See?
There's so many health benefits for it. And a really good brand that I've heard about that I've bought is Kettle and Fire. Have you seen that brand? Kroger sells it. They're small containers.
Yep.
It's only like this big, but they have a lot of different options. I like to do like a chicken and broccoli stir fry, and I'll just use some chicken broth. Like I'll kind of just cook the chicken in a little olive oil, salt and pepper, cut it up into pieces, put it in a saute pan. And then I take the chicken out and then I'll add in some chicken broth, but I didn't have any one day and I had bone broth. So I added that instead with a little bit of water just to like thin it just a little bit. And nobody noticed a difference, but it really, like, it's tasted just as good. Add some frozen broccoli and some coconut aminos, which is a great substitute for soy sauce. And it makes such a good, easy stir fry. That's another quick, easy meal that we like. And like Alicia was saying, if you don't want to do rice, quinoa is a great option. So sometimes if we do something like that, I'll have quinoa, and it's such good protein, such a good option. But bone broth is really, really good. Okay, let me see where I left off here. When I was talking about smoothies and how I like to add to make them with, a bunch of fresh veggies and low glycemic berries and healthy fat and all of that. But sometimes, maybe you're on the go, or like this past weekend, I was in Chicago for a dance competition. I wasn't taking my blender to Chicago, but I still wanted to be able to have a protein shake in my hotel room. I didn't want to go down to the lobby and just eat like a sugary scone or something like that. Would have tasted great in the moment again, but I know it wouldn't have felt good after. So I took a carton of almond milk with me that I bought at the store. I took a shaker cup, I put a protein in a baggie. I added a scoop of our Be Well superfood greens. And I know Alicia has a greens that she likes. I happen to like Arbonne's greens. It's got 37 phytonutrients. So I know I'm getting lots of fruits and veggies. I just added a scoop of those greens with almond milk and my protein, and I shook it up, and I was able to have a quick shake. It was delicious while I was in a hotel room. I have a client right now who's a traveling nurse, and it's really difficult. She is in her car all day long. And so that's been a great way for her to be able to add some veggies to her shake, is just adding a scoop of the greens. And then she knows she's getting some really good nutrients when she's on the road and she's working all day. So again, it's like, don't feel like, oh, well, I can't make this amazing smoothie with all these fresh things in it. Not everybody can do that every day. Find some other options that are still going to give you all those nutrients and health benefits, because that's what, is so important. I even like to, and I don't know if you do this, Alicia, with your greens, but I make a green shot every morning. So I literally use a scoop of greens with a packet of gut health microbiome support. It's so important to have probiotics and prebiotics, and there's so many on the market. So whatever works for you. And I even add a vegan collagen builder to it, and I just drink it. And it sounds crazy, and it took a little bit of getting used to. But again, it's like this vitamin cocktail. It just energizes your body, and it just feels so good. So I love to do stuff like that in the morning. And so, like I said, these are things that I love to do, but whatever works for you is all good. And then I also, and this is so important, I'd love to have healthy snack options on hand, because again, if I don't, it's super easy to go in the pantry and just find something that's junk, right? So I love to make protein balls. There's 1,000,001 recipes out there. Do what you like, do what your kids like. I love to have, again, fruit and veggies prepped. Hummus is so easy. There's some really good crackers, like seed crackers, almond crackers that Costco sells that are delicious. Whatever you like, something that's going to give you some good crunch. And then I also like to we have something called Energy Fizz Sticks. They're great. They have B vitamins. It's a great, alternative to soda or sugary sports drinks, but it just gives you a gentle energy, and it's not going to give you a crash. I have a client that I'm working with right now who was drinking 7 Diet Cokes a day. And she was like, this is going to like kill me if I keep drinking all this Diet Coke. And so just helping her transition another healthy swap to drinking a fizz stick instead of 7 Diet Coke. She's like, I'm happier. I feel better. She was just feeling icky and tired from all the Diet Coke. And so then her body would crave more of it. You know how sometimes you just eat sugar and you feel icky, and then your body you want more of it. So just finding healthy swaps. And so one other thing too, and I don't know if you guys can relate, I know a lot of people have a hard time with wanting to snack in the evening, drinking wine in the evening. So some things that I love to do, because a lot of times snacking in the evening is boredom. And it's like we're sitting on the couch, we just want to do something. I love to drink hot water with lemon, maybe some fresh grated ginger or tea. It just is so soothing. I feel like in the evening, it's so good for you. So hot water with lemon, if you guys don't do that, is the best. I absolutely love it. Do you guys drink hot water with lemon ever?
I do. I add honey.
Yes, you can add honey
not
to
lemon.
it. Try grating some fresh ginger sometime. It sounds crazy. It's a little bit strong, but it's really good for you. Ginger's got a lot of good health benefits too.
I
So
know. Last night, my husband was getting himself some hot tea. He's like, I'll bring you some hot water. He thinks it's the most boring thing exists, but I think it's delicious.
I think it's delicious. And you know what? It's actually really good for your digestive system. It's actually better for your body to drink room temperature or hot water than like ice cold. It's harder on your body, but adding that lemon to it is just so good for your immune system. It's so good. So those are some of my healthy tips and tricks and things that I like to do. But do you guys have any questions? Like, Alicia, was there something that you wanted me to mention that I didn't, or?
No, that was the bomb, sister. That was
Oh.
so many. I love that you kept talking about healthy swaps, because really that is a big chunk of this accountability thing that we're doing, is how can we take these things in our lives and that are all around us, not just food, but exercise, bad habits, just things in general that we can start to swap out. I was gonna say something. Oh, on the lemon water.
Yeah.
This healthy gut plan that I was telling you guys about, that I like to go back to the drawing board with it. And that's one of the things that it recommends, is in the morning on an empty stomach, the first thing you do is warm water with lemon. So I got into the habit of doing that in the morning before my coffee. And then this plan also includes lots of fermented things, which you talked about gut health, Amy. I'm like a huge advocate of, you have to take your probiotics daily. Any sort of fermented things like kombucha. I love kombucha, kraut, kimchi. She's not in this group, but Lisa Huskin makes her own fermented pickled things too. But
That too, it's super easy.
you do,
Yes.
Kirsten?
Yeah, like I make the pink turnip pickles, like the that you get in Lebanese food. I just made those the other day, but you can quick pickle any vegetable. It's so easy. And then you just got something to throw on that's tangy and salty. And
Do you, Alicia, do you buy that kraut? It's like KRUT. It's in a,
Yes.
like in Kroger, it's kind of, okay.
Yeah.
I got turned on to that from a friend.
Mhm.
I'll put it on salads.
Yes.
And it is supposed to be so good for your gut. And it just adds like kind of like that tangy, like a little something extra. It's really good.
So I teeter totter, and I think many of you can relate. I teeter totter between already prepared for me and made because it's easier and accessible and I can run out the door with it, to homemade. And I just kind of teeter totter back and forth depending on what I have time for. And this kraut, KRAUT, is one of those things that I just keep in the fridge. To be honest with you, I put it on salads. I'll put it on tacos. It's so good. There's a beet one. There's a garlic one. I wasn't sure if I was going to be a fan of kraut, but then the more I started to learn about how good fermented foods are for your gut. So, and I like to tell people, you have to think of your gut as an army. Okay. And you have to keep this army fueled in order to have optimal gut health. And your gut is responsible for mood. Your gut is responsible for immune system. We don't talk enough about gut, and I think we're starting to, but it's huge when it comes to health. So I want to make sure that everybody that's on this Zoom today has a chance to ask Amy questions or bring up a topic that maybe they want to share or talk about. So anybody out there?
Alicia, with all your like study on gut health and stuff, have you learned much about prebiotics?
So yes, I mean, are you asking me or are you asking Alicia?
Anyone?
Oh, I'm not an expert. I just know how important prebiotics and probiotics are to feed the good and the bad bacteria in your gut. It's just so important, and something like even like kraut is really important for it. So that's why we have this, it's a packet, and it's called our gut health microbiome support. And it's really to help support the microbiome in your gut. And it's got the prebiotics, probiotics, and digestive enzymes. And so I use that every single day, and it just really helps to keep your gut healthy. But again, I'm not an expert on it. I just know it's really good for me. And so I take it and it makes me feel good. But maybe Alicia knows more than I do. I don't know.
I know a lot of people focus on probiotics, but if you don't add the prebiotics, you're really limiting how good your probiotics can work.
Doesn't one feed the other, right?
The prebiotics feed the probiotics.
Right. So that's what I love, that the product that I use, that Arbonne has both. But for some people, they need to take even more. And so again, it's like listening to your body. Do you feel like something isn't right? Do you need more of something? Then maybe you supplement with something additional too.
I will say that prebiotics are something I have not researched as much as probiotics, but when we have more time, I'll take you guys through my journey of how I found out about my own poor gut health. It's a really great story, actually, and it opened my eyes to just like years of healing my gut. But I just learned about this company called Viome, Viome.
Oh, is that the thing you posted?
It's the thing I posted, and I was like, I was bad last night. I was laying in bed on my phone, so you guys can all get on me for that. But I was researching this Viome because I was like, what is this thing? So you send in your poop and your blood to this company. I haven't done it yet, but it's like I don't know, maybe $150. So it's kind of expensive. But you send in your poop and your blood, and they give you back your results saying what probiotics and prebiotics you should be taking, and what foods they recommend based on your blood and your microbiome and your gut, which comes from your stool and your blood, what they would recommend for you. And I was reading some things on it, like something, I don't know, we'll use strawberries as an example. Like strawberries may complement the microbiome in Kirsten's gut, and they might not for mine. So like, that's the thing about all of our bodies are different, and all of our bodies are made up of different things. And so we require different things. I mean, even going as far as saying some people shouldn't eat nightshades. And I'm like, what the hell is a nightshade? Why can't I eat tomatoes? Like, what? Why can't I eat an eggplant? And it's like, really, it's just all the makeup of your DNA and your gut. So I'm super interested in doing it. I have had blood work done to determine like my own needs. Like I know I need more vitamin D and I need more vitamin B12. So that's all good and great because it tells me what supplements I need. But I do think it'd be really interesting to know the makeup of the microbiome in my gut in terms of which prebiotics and probiotics specifically will help my body. And they have all those, you guys have seen them, those long names, like, you know, when you read
those coagulants and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I can't even tell you what they are, but
Yeah.
so that was kind of a long-winded version of that,
but it's so important, and it's something that I didn't know about years ago either. And honestly, and I always joke about this, before I was introduced to Arbonne, I went to Costco and I bought a whey protein because I was like, well, Costco sells it, so it must be good, right? And then I would drink it and my stomach would hurt so bad, but I never put two and two together. I was like, maybe protein shakes just do that. Maybe I'm just gonna have a stomach ache every time I drink it, but it should be good for me, so I'll keep drinking it. And it wasn't until I realized what whey was, that it was dairy, that dairy does not do well for me. You know, I mean, I've been hearing even more and more that most people don't do well with dairy. I know for sure I don't. And it wasn't until I cut it out and found an alternative, and Arbonne was that alternative for me, that I realized, okay, I can feel really good. I don't have to be uncomfortable. I don't have to be in pain eating something, but you have to listen to your own body. I had to realize that this is just not working for me, and I need to find out something that is. That's not to say that it won't work for other people, but it doesn't work for me. And I think we have to just really be in tune to our own body. And when we eat things, think to ourselves, okay, how does that make me feel? Maybe I need to try something different. You know, it almost like it takes practice to kind of figure out what works, you know, so.
well, like you said too, attaching a feeling to an action. And I know that eating a bag of jelly beans before bed is going to make me feel like shit. So I have that choice of, I want to sleep well. I don't want to be sluggish. I know this is going to make me feel awful, and I just need to make a better choice for myself.
Right.
And sugar is also another thing that destroys your gut health.
Horrible.
Yeah. And a lot of things, unfortunately, are just filled with sugar that we don't know about. So
true.
what about you other girls out there, Michelle or Marla or Kirsten? Do you guys have any final thoughts or questions for Amy or me or the group?
I do not. I do take probiotics and prebiotics. I do mine with Plexus. But I also started taking that how do you say that word that we were talking about?
Ashwanga?
Yeah. I started
Oh.
taking that like a month and a half ago. I like it.
Do you feel like it kind of calms you down a little bit?
You know what? I thought so, but I didn't know if it was in my head per se, of calming me down. I didn't tell the trick is I didn't tell my husband I was taking it. So probably like a month in, he commented on, he saw I bought another bottle because I only did like a 30-day supply.
Mhm.
And he commented that he noticed that, because my life was extremely stressful. Like towards the end of 2020, my life like completely fell apart. So it took like a good 6 months or 9 months to be like, okay, I have to take control of myself. And so that was like one of my regiments that I had to like start doing for myself. So.
But good for you for realizing like I have to do something and I have to figure out what's going to make me feel better. Because that's like, people will say like can control the controllables. Like you can control what you do that makes your body feel good, whether it's going for a walk or doing yoga or eating something healthy. Those are things that in crazy times like we've been experiencing that we can control.
Yep.
We can control what makes us feel good, So I think good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Alicia, after your video the other day, I got my Amazon box with my gummy vitamins yesterday.
You did?
I got vitamin D, a multivitamin, and the ashwagandha.
Yay.
Are they
Good.
all gummies?
Yes, because otherwise that makes it kind of like a treat.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of you guys
They may not be like the healthiest, they are sweet, but I don't eat sugar, I don't eat processed food. So they're like, when I'm having that little sugar craving, I eat my vitamins.
Right. Right. Hey, that's a win, girl. That's a win. And those ashwagandha things, I don't think any of us are saying it right.
I don't think we're saying it right.
Ashwagandha.
All know what we're talking about.
Ashwagandha. We have a product now called Calm that has ashwagandha root in it.
Ashwagandha.
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 It helps with a lot more. It helps with other things than just stress and anxiety. There's a lot of benefit to it.
It's got a lot of health benefits. Yes. That's awesome.
So I have to tell you girls, I bought the ashwagandha goli gummies. That's what started me on it. And the same thing, Kirsten, they taste delicious. And I was thinking, I'm like, this is my treat. This is my sugar boost. But I teach PE all day Tuesday and all day Thursday. And never in my life have I ever been responsible for 88 children in one day. And I noticed, because I'm very in tune with my body, and I noticed that my stress level was back up super high. I felt like I was putting weight on in my belly. And, when your cortisol spikes, right, that hormone in our body, that fight or flight, you tend to store more fat in your belly. And I'm like, I got to get control of this. I got to do something. I'm exercising, I'm doing yoga, I'm breathing, I'm doing all the things I've always done. But what can I do to add another way to help myself? And I really think the gummies helped. I mean, it just like gave me that little bit of relief, I guess. And like Michelle, like you said, maybe it was mental, but I don't care if it's helping me. It's helping me,
whatever
right?
Works.
Like,
Works.
Oh, and also because we're all women here, you're gonna laugh at me, but my vibrator helps me sleep. Okay. So my vibrator helps me sleep. And so sometimes if I'm super stressed out and I can't sleep, I will use it. And my dog found it the other day.
Oh no.
So it's downstairs. It's downstairs in the laundry basket. And my husband is like, why is your vibrator in the laundry basket? And I was like,
They were going to say your boys found it or something.
No, they have found it before, and I told them that it was a massager. Because it is. It is a massager. Let's be real. So
you do whatever works.
Right. Listen, nothing is off the table here. Nothing is off the table. Oh my goodness.
This has
I
been so
think my
nice.
questions were answered in the chat.
Oh, I didn't even see.
But yeah, but it was about the chicken and veggies and
Oh, yeah.
but I joined this group kind of on a whim. You know, I saw it come through and I was like, oh, I'm just going to join it. And it was to get more ideas and kind of just collaborate with women and or whoever's in the group. And that's exactly like I have a whole list of like things here. Just things that I'm reminded of, you know, like I've done water and lemon before in the evening and I just forgot about it, you know. So that's why
It's
these
so
groups are so
good.
important, you know, because sometimes we can't do it alone. That's
And
the
we
thing.
can't remember everything, right?
Right,
We have
right.
so much we're doing and taking care of. You know, one other thing when you said the water that I love to do, and I don't know if any of you guys do this too, but you know, they say you should drink half your body weight in ounces of water every day. And so like I can fool myself and say, okay, I'm just going to fill this up. And then I know how many times I filled it up. No, I don't. I fill up, I have like a big jug and I fill it up every morning. And then I know I have to drink all of that water by the end of the day. And I'll pour it into a glass or into this cup with my top and whatever. But I don't know if any of you guys do that. But then I know I'm drinking the right amount of water. Otherwise, I'm totally fooling myself and I never do. And I can feel it the next day. Oh, there you go. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. Is that one of the one? Oh, are those the ones that say like by this time, this time, this time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
It's
was an
cool.
accidental purchase right here on Amazon. It's a gallon.
Oh, wow.
Are
And
you in
it,
the bathroom half the day?
yes, it's super heavy. But it could also, I think it also doubles as a bicep curl.
There you go.
Do you
You
want
can get your workout in at the same time.
Yes, totally. Yeah, it was an accidental purchase, but I love it. This was another Amazon. I hate saying I support Amazon so much, but I do.
Listen,
My
we all
UPS driver knows my name.
Yeah, I do.
you get sad when the Amazon van comes by and they don't stop at your house. Sometimes I'll be like, why aren't they coming today?
I know, it's kind of offensive.
Didn't we get something?
Totally. I have to say too, I love what Marla said too. So Marla has this an ongoing accountability group on Facebook called 180, right?
Project 180. Yeah.
Project 180.
Yeah.
And it's super inspiring because, you know, Marla's out there inspiring other women to live their best life and seek, you know, health and wellness and tips and tricks. And so when she jumped in this group, I was like, yes, like we're always learning. You know, we always, even if we are the mentor, we have mentees and we should always be growing and learning from each other. Do you want to talk about, just super quick, do you want to talk about Project 180?
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for that. I totally wasn't expecting that. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, we don't have time to talk about, we all have our health journeys, you know, and I had been just kind of posting along the way on my personal page, just getting back into health and fitness and really finding something that worked for me and that I fell in love with. And it literally changed my life. And just the consistency and the commitment that I made. And so people would say things like, oh, you're so inspiring, or I'm running now because I saw that you started running, or things like that. So I thought, you know, I'm not doing it to necessarily, I wasn't selling products. I wasn't wanting to, you know, make money on it, but it was a passion that I had to help primarily women. I do have a couple guys in the group. And it's a free Facebook group. It's a private group. So it's a safe space, you know, so if people have questions, there's not a lot of strangers out there that get in the group, but it's just a safe place to be accountable to each other, to get tips and tricks, to share tips and tricks, to share struggles. I love it when people post like, oh, I'm just struggling. Like, I don't even know how to get started, you know, and other people in the group, you know, will get on there and share their stories. So it's just this great place that, and sometimes it gets overwhelming because I'm sure you know this, Alicia, with your influence, you know, that you kind of feel like you have to keep it going. But yeah, so I joined this group because, like you said, I always want to learn. I want to learn from people I don't know. And when you kind of have a circle of people, it's kind of nice to go outside of that circle and to just, you know, learn tips and tricks on making sheet pan dinners. You know, I mean, simple things, but you know, we forget about or we don't know. So I've just kind of grown into this person that just wants to keep learning and sharing. And when you take care of your body, then you can take care of other people, you know? So yeah.
That's
Thank you for
right,
that.
girl. That's right. Put your oxygen mask on first.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Amen. Well, thank you for sharing that. I promised you guys this was going to be short and sweet, and our short and sweet is 51 minutes in because we're a bunch of women. I love that. But I also know it's important to have this connection and this time together. So does anybody else have anything to share? Okay.
I don't have anything to share, but I want to thank you because you're just always so, if someone chopped off your head, I think sunshine would come out.
Oh, my husband would disagree, but thank you. Well, I feed off of you. So the reason that I love this so much and why I'm so passionate about bringing women together specifically is we lift each other up, and we rise by lifting others. And I'm a connector by nature. And I want to connect you all because we all have a gift. Every single one of your beautiful faces that I see has a gift to give to this world. And it's important that we give it. That's God's intention for all of us. So thank you for being here and for showing up. And thank you to Amy for being here.
Thank you, Amy.
This was
Amy,
Do you have a link for your Arbonne?
Yes, I will send something to Alicia, or maybe I can join your Facebook group, or I don't know.
I was just gonna say that. So as
yeah.
a gift to you, Amy, to thank you for doing this, I'm gonna put you into our private Facebook group, and then you can share the link there and be a part of this with us. So it's 22 days long, and we're only on day 5. So really,
well, I'm in.
much.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
And I just want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you for taking time out of your day to listen and join in. It means the world to me because Alicia and I have been talking about this, and I would love to send each of you a little goodie bag as a thank you. So I'll get with Alicia and figure out how I can do that. But it was just so nice to share with you guys. And yeah, it's just so nice to be around such positive community. I think that's something that, especially with everything going on, that people are craving more and more. Don't you guys think? Like, just being around positive people to support one another, and just that's how we keep ourselves lifted up.
Yeah, I totally. I mean, I live alone. I work from home.
Yeah.
So like, I don't have a lot of people that I connect with. So this has been really positive for me.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. I love it. This is super fun.
I could not agree more. Something came to me too, and I'll end with this. I looked up the definition of accountability because we're calling this the 2022 accountability group, and it's just very technical. It was very business oriented. Like if you Google the word accountability, and I wrote down, really, I think accountability means someone else cares.
Really good.
Accountability means someone else cares, and we are being accountable to each other and sharing what's worked for us because we're creating this tribe of women that care about each other. Isn't that great? It's so cool. So my new definition is accountability means someone else cares. I'm thinking about you guys all day. I really am. I mean, not when I'm using my vibrator, but every other time.
You're so funny.
You can laugh.
That's the most important thing. Keep laughing.
Yes. So as we continue to do these check-ins, I may be calling on you guys as I learn about your gifts. Like Kirsten has been doing intermittent fasting, and there's some other women in this group that have these talents and gifts and things that they've tried. So I may be reaching out to you to share. And if you guys have topics you want to talk about, let me know, because we can get somebody on here to talk about it, or we can grab one of the girls that's in the group to talk about it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right. Well, you guys have an amazing weekend.
You too. Thank you. So
Thank you.
Yes, for Friday. Okay. Bye, girls.
Bye. Bye.